Hello there, greetings from Colombo everybody. I'm Hassan Shazuli. It's 30 minutes past 12 and this is Lunchtime News. They come to you live and direct from the Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. In the next 15 minutes, we have got a wide array of updates starting from the doctor's strike that is crippling medical services and right down to the possibility of train services being disrupted from midnight today. All these stories and more in the next 15 minutes. But first, let's take a look at the headlines this afternoon.
Doctors' strike cripples hospitals for the third day. Patients in distress. Health trade unions in Sabaragamo take to the streets. Court order on making payment for Chinese fertilizer to be issued on the 6th of January. Train services at threat of being disrupted from midnight.
We start off with one of our headline-making stories. The strike launched by the Government Medical Officers Association entered its third day today. The association launched the strike over issues relating to their transfers. But the GMOA, which is involved in the strike, said that emergency units are continuing to operate at hospitals across the country.
Patients arriving for treatment at hospitals in the Polonnaruwa district were severely inconvenienced as a result of the strike. Patients had to turn back as OPDs and clinics were closed. Medical clinics for children, diabetes and OPDs of the Kurunagala Teaching Hospital were affected by the strike. Patients that arrived from distant locations were unable to obtain services. I came for a medical scan for my child. They told us to come back after watching the news. We spent for transport and come here.
They told us to come next week. They didn't give us a proper date. I have to receive treatment for a heart-related condition.
We had a meeting with the health minister yesterday. However, the meeting ended on a stalemate. It has been 3 days. The health ministry does not pay attention to the matter. The minister doesn't pay attention. We feel the government doesn't pay attention to this problem. We feel that they want to take revenge from the people of this country or to destroy the health of the country. Many intermediary treatment centers are not operational at present. We will continue this trade union action until they reverse this decision. Operations at the clinics and OPDs of the Colombo National Hospital were disrupted today as well.
Well, disruptions in the health sector continue to be experienced in various parts of the country. Health trade unions in the Sabaragamo province are also on a strike today. They are engaging in the strike, citing several demands.
The Government Nursing Officers Union, the Joint Council of Professions Supplementary to Medicine and several other trade unions are supporting the strike. At the same time, trade union activists marched from the Ratnapura Teaching Hospital to the Ratnapura town in protest. The strike is taking place against the failure to provide healthcare personnel with benefits and promotions.
In some news related to the country's economic developments, the central bank says that Sri Lanka's official foreign exchange reserves will remain about $3 billion by the end of this year. Issuing a statement yesterday, the central bank said that about $2 billion of central bank swaps were expected in the near term.
The Central Bank of Sri Lanka in a statement last night said that major foreign exchange inflows to the central bank include swap facilities with Middle Eastern and other regional central banks amounting to about $2 billion. The government is also in the process of securing government-to-government financing, syndicated loans, as well as loans from multilateral organizations. In addition, the central bank said that expected foreign exchange facilities that were negotiated during the high-level visits abroad made by authorities are also progressing well. Further, the interventions made by the central bank on several facets of the foreign exchange market, such as incentive scheme introduced for workers' remittances and the repatriation and conversion requirements on accounts of exports proceeds, will improve the liquidity in the domestic market, thereby enabling the central bank to build up official reserves further. With the recent rise in departures for foreign employment and exponential growth observed in tourist arrivals, The external sector is expected to recover well in the period ahead, and the pressures observed at present are expected to moderate with increased inflows to the economy. The government and the central bank remain confident that these expected inflows will materialize and the reserve position will remain at comfortable levels throughout the year 2022. The central bank said that despite the headwinds of the economic impact of COVID-19 and the challenges posed by adverse developments in the external sector, the Sri Lankan economy showed resilience throughout 2021.
The farmers in several parts of Sri Lanka continued to be battered by several issues ranging from the human-elephant conflict, the encroachment of wild elephants into villages, and even more recently, the fertilizer crisis. In the meantime, the satyagraha launched by farmers of Walsabugale is continuing for the third day today.
Farmers, including those from the Valava Left Bank United Farmers Organisation, had launched the Satyagraha on Tuesday. The Satyagraha is being carried out demanding the government to implement the Gazette on the managed wild elephant reserve. Farmers of 86 associations, including the Valava Left Bank United Farmers Organisation, are staging the Satyagraha opposite the Hambantota International Airport. A fast on to death was launched by farmers from the 18th of January this year, running up to 105 days, demanding the government to gazette the proposed wild elephant management reserve. It concluded as authorities promised to provide a solution to the issue. Farmers say that they began their struggle again as the gazette has not been implemented. Wildlife officers launched an operation to chase away wild elephants roaming on the banks of the Mahaveli River in Mahayangane during the day. People living in Mahayangane and the Minipe Divisional Secretariat are severely affected by wild elephants roaming in the banks of the Mahaveli River. These elephants encroach into villages during the day in search for food. Wildlife officers of Mapakada, Hasalaka and Giranduru Kote joined hands to chase the wild elephants.
Our correspondent reported that the constant encroachment of wild elephants have severely affected villagers of Handagiriya in Balangoda. A 74-year-old male became the latest casualty last night. Villagers say wildlife authorities have not provided a solution to their issue. Our correspondent reported that villagers engaged in a protest on the road leading to Handagiriya until this morning. The villagers called off the protest after the wildlife officer issued a letter stating that a solution will be provided. Farmers cultivating undu or orchid seeds across several areas in the Mahavilakshya Divisional Secretariat Division in Anuradhapura lament that their harvest is turning yellow. The farmers say they have cultivated around 10,000 acres of orchid seeds and that they have been severely affected. They point out that their crops are turning yellow and that worms are eating up their leaves. Farmers complain that they haven't been able to reap a good harvest as the disease spreads across their crops.
In some related news, but this time coming from the courts, the court order on People's Bank and the local agent for the Chinese organic fertilizer company preventing payment for the rejected fertilizer shipment was extended to the 6th of January next year.
The Colombo Commercial High Court ruled that an order on whether or not the prevention order will be lifted will be made on the 6th of January 2022. Legal action was filed with the Colombo Commercial High Court after tests confirmed the presence of pathogen in the shipment of Chinese organic fertilizer from Qingdao Seawind Biotech Group Company Limited. The cases were filed by Colombo Commercial Fertilizer and Ceylon Fertilizer Company. The order was made by the Colombo Commercial High Court preventing the payment via letters of credit to the local agent of Qingdao Seawind Biotech Group Company Limited. The case was called up in the presence of Justices Pradeep Hettiarachchi and Priyantha Fernando.
The Railway Superintendents Union says it will stop issuing tickets to passengers from midnight. It noted that freight services have also been disrupted.
During a meeting a couple of days ago, the State Minister of Transport informed railway superintendents that the issue would be solved. Yesterday, during a meeting with railway superintendents, we didn't receive a favorable solution. He doesn't want to even resolve issues relating to signals. He doesn't have alternatives either. We withdrew from freight services from midnight. That is because half the trains are not in operation. That has affected the transportation of parcels. Railway superintendents can't bear responsibility for this. During the weekend, a large number of people travel to their hometowns. When we proposed to increase the number of train services, they have only allocated 2 special trains and are making a joke out of it. We can't inconvenience passengers. Therefore, from midnight today, we will stop issuing tickets except for intercity express trains. We can't issue tickets and create a solution where they have to travel without seats.
The government's recent decision to hike fuel prices has drawn mixed reactions from several entities during the last few days. Various views are being expressed on this matter today as well.
When you go to sleep and wake up at night, gas prices have increased up to 3,000. The cost of bread would have gone up to 200 rupees, while the cost of milk would have increased up to 1,000 rupees. The government must be chased away. The people are finding it difficult to survive. Are they trying to increase foreign reserves at the cost of the people's hunger? Can't they find the money from those who destroyed and looted the country? During the COVID-19 pandemic, we continued to provide maximum relief. We continued to sell fuel without increasing the prices to provide relief to the people, although we sustained losses running up to billions. If we continue like this, the losses faced by the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation will increase. Innocent people will then have to pay taxes for vehicles used by millionaires. Therefore, the government had to reluctantly increase fuel prices to avoid this situation. These are temporary problems. When fuel prices are increased by 10%, the difficulties faced by people also increase. We know that whenever fuel prices are increased, the cost of all goods and services increase. Eventually, the cost of all products, including vegetables, increase. The people won't be able to bear the cost of living.
In rest of the day's stories, the Electric Vehicle Club or the EV Club of Sri Lanka has highlighted concerns in accessing essential parts for electric vehicles in the country.
There are approximately 5,500 electric vehicles in Sri Lanka. At present, these owners face an issue with accessing the battery. The battery costs $6,500. However, in reality, it costs $12,000. There is an alternative to this issue, which is to import used but high-quality batteries from Japan and New Zealand. Those batteries can be used for around 5 years. We spoke with the Department of Registration of Motor Vehicles and we pointed out the need for conversions because electric vehicle owners are helpless. They want to have a registration with the government for a cost of 100,000 rupees. We appeal for permission for conversions. We request that the ban on importing used batteries be lifted.
The report compiled by the committee appointed to investigate the recent gas-related explosions was handed over to the President recently. Now, Joint Cabinet spokesperson Dr. Ramesh Patirane expressed the following views regarding the future course of action that would be taken regarding the matter.
The main issue identified was that a certain standard not being introduced. We must accept that as a mistake. With regards to the composition, we propose that legal action be taken against those who were involved in this after determining by how much the composition was changed and during which time period the change took place.
Let's go to some sports news. It's cricket now. After 20 group stage matches, an eliminator and 2 qualifiers, the finals of this year's Lanka Premier League cricket tournament will take place today. Jaffna Kings, the reigning champions, will meet Galle Gladiators today in the final of the LPL second edition that is being played at the Mahinda Rajapaksa International Cricket Stadium in Hambantota. Of lunchtime news, thanks for stopping by. I've been Hassan Shazuli. Don't forget, more news are always available on our website. www.newsfirst.lk is the address. I'll see you soon at 1:55. Bye for now.